can shift from an overemphasis on just matric results to a stronger focus on quality outcomes in the early years of a child's life. But transformation must be grounded in evidence. In a rapidly changing world, no government can rely solely on instinct or tradition to guide policy. We need research, we need data, we need global best practice and advice from experts to inform our decision. This is why evidence led policy making is so central to our reform agenda. It allows us to ask the right questions. Which interventions truly improve learning outcomes? How do we ensure limited resources are allocated equitably and effectively? And number three, which reforms will position South Africa's young people for success? The answers to these questions cannot be generated by government alone. Government does not have a monopoly on on good ideas. We require the insights of experts, the lived experience and expertise of practitioners, the wisdom of researchers, and the constructive critique of civil society. Our task is to govern wisely, guided by evidence, humility, and an openness to knowledge. It is in that spirit that I'm proud today to formally announce the appointment of the new members of the National Education and Training Council. The council consists of the following individual: Mrs. Deterin, Dr. Kohliso, Miss Mabaso, Miss Mamashela, Prof. Mackenzie, Prof. Mintz, Mr. Munjane, Miss Mutaung, Prof. Roberts, Miss Ramala, Miss Samuels, Dr. Singh, Dr. Tani, Miss Vinderfault, and Dr. Wills. These members of the council reflect a deliberate effort to bring together a wide spectrum of expertise in education policy, curriculum development and delivery, pedagogy, and education management and governance. It's important to emphasize that, in line with its founding regulations, the NETC is deliberately diverse but not constituency based. Members contribute as individuals on the strength of their expertise and professional experience. These new members bring with them decades of classroom experience, experience in districts, education departments, and experience in academia. Some bring with them expertise on how technology can improve the quality of teaching and learning, while others have expertise in data collection and analysis across a range of topics, including education economics. A summary of their credentials will be provided to you after this briefing so you can go through it yourself. This council is deliberately diverse because our education system is diverse. Its members bring knowledge that is both local and global, both theoretical and practical. The council was established and is governed in terms of the regulations promulgated in 2009 in terms of the National Education Policy Act of 1996. It's not a new invention, but rather a vital institution whose time has come to be at the forefront of our reform agenda. Despite its establishment by law, this is the first time the Council has been activated and operational. In terms of its mandate, the Council is tasked with advice to the Minister on policy matters under Section 3 of the National Education Policy Act, provide inputs on draft national education policy, and report annually to the Minister on its activities. The Council is not a decision making body, its role is advisory. Its strength lies in its independence, its depth of expertise, and its ability to enrich our policy making with fresh, rigorous analysis of available evidence. Furthermore, I'm requesting this advisory body to provide me with suggested implementation plan for each of the recommendations that they make. This will ensure that the solutions are not abstract, but rather firmly grounded in the realities of our resource constrained environment. I must stress that the NETC does not replace existing statutory bodies, such as the Council of Education Ministers or the Head of Education Departments Committee, nor does it usurp the constitutional and legislative powers of government. In fact, the Council supplements the work of these bodies and of government. The Council is designed to strengthen our decision making. It is a sounding board a source of evidence, and a forum of testing ideas before they're translated into policy. It is, in short, a mechanism to ensure that our reforms are not only bold, but they're also smart, equitable, implementable, and sustainable. I wish to thank all the organizations who have submitted nominations during our public call for nominations. We received a total of 119 nominations, a testament to the significance of this council. The council is free to co-opt up to 4 additional members into their ranks and may appoint an ad hoc and standing committees individuals who may be not only members, but who might have valuable experience and skills to help the council discharge its functions. I would like to encourage all of those who are nominated to remain available to assist the NETSI with its work when called upon. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to be clear about the immediate priorities that I've asked the Council to advise me on. These priorities are not abstract, but they are rooted in the urgent challenges facing our schools. Number one, the reviewing of the current school resourcing model. The current school resourcing system is rooted in national norms and standards for school funding and a quintile model, and has achieved much in directing resources towards poorer schools. Yet serious challenges remain. Too many schools face misclassifications, inadequate per learner allocations, and unpredictable procurement of learning and teaching support material. For example, I visited a school in Glen Vista in Johannesburg last month. The school is classified as a quintile 5 school solely on the basis that it is based in Glen Vista. But the reality is that that school serves children from families who are impoverished and should ordinarily qualify for higher financial support than it currently has. The council must therefore advise on a strengthened model that is fairer, that is adequate and sustainable, and smarter. Number two, the review of assessment, promotion, and progression requirements. For too long, the public debate has been clouded by a misconception of the so called 30% pass rate. This risks undermining the confidence in our system while distracting from real issues. The truth is that assessment, progression, and promotion policies exist to ensure that learners master knowledge, skills at each phase from grade R to grade 12. The Council must therefore provide advice on whether our current assessment, progression, and promotion policies strike the right balance between high standards and realistic pathways. And this requires synergy, fairness, benchmarking, alignment, and clarity. Number three, reducing the administrative burden on teachers. Teachers are central to our system, and yet too often their time is consumed by non instructional administrative tasks. The Council's task, therefore, is to advise on practical reforms that will cut duplication, redistribute and clarify roles, harness technology, and process innovations. And lastly, but certainly not least, expanding access to quality foundational learning. South Africa's most urgent challenge is the crisis in early literacy and numeracy. Too many of our children reach grade 4 unable to read for meaning. Therefore, the Council must advise on a minimum integrated package of support at every school offering the foundation phase that must implement, a package that can consider introducing as part of a national policy. This package should cover core learning and teaching material, teacher training, time for learning, early assessment and intervention, stronger integration, and coherence. These tasks are urgent, but they are also interconnected. Together, they represent the core of our mission to inject quality, equity, and resilience in South Africa's education system. Colleagues, the appointment of the National Education and Training Council is more than an administrative milestone. I think it marks the new era in policy making in education in South Africa. We want reforms. The reforms we want to launch are not temporary adjustments. They are meaningful changes that will enhance education landscape for generations to come. Change of this scale will not be easy. It will test our resolve, our patience, and our ability to work together. But with the wisdom of the council, the dedication of teachers, the involvement of parents, the support of society at large, and the Department of Basic Education, I'm confident that our system will not only endure this, but it will thrive. In closing, allow me to speak directly to the members of the Education and Training Council. A sincere thank you for your willingness to contribute your expertise, your time to this important work. We're wishing you all the best as you convene your inaugural meeting today. You are entrusted with responsibility to fearlessly provide advice that is grounded in evidence and aimed at the best interests of the learners. Yours is not a task of government, but the task of knowledge, the task of expertise, and of wisdom. I urge you to approach this responsibility with courage, with creativity, and the humility that it comes from knowing that millions of children depend on our collective efforts. The Council's work will begin today, and with it, an opportunity to ensure that every classroom in every province and every child is not just a seat in a school, but a genuine chance at success. And with that, I would also like to announce that Ms. Penny Vingerfeld has been appointed as the chairperson of the National Education and Training Council, and the council will be having its inaugural meeting this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the National Education and Training Council that has just been announced by the Minister. They have a serious task ahead of them, as I outlined by the Minister. The school resourcing model needs looking at. The administrative burden on teachers also is something that needs to be urgently looked at. Minister, when we're at the G20 luncheon, I met a former schoolmate of mine who's now an educator, and they raised this issue very sharply about the administrative burden that educators have that takes them away from teaching time. And it's something that I said he should watch this press briefing about, because you'll be making an announcement on it. And it's one of the tasks that you've now given to the NETC. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may request the newly appointed chairperson of the NETC to please give a few words of welcoming the appointment.
Thank you. Thank Minister, Deputy Minister, Director General Whitaker. Thank you, Minister. It is a great honour to be the first chair of the National Education Training Committee. Indeed, as you said, the council members collectively has a range of experience and expertise. We will begin work today to study the briefs given by yourself. We will consult widely without prejudice and study the rich body of scholarly work available on the topics contained in the briefs. We will provide a detailed report on progress on all 4 briefs by mid-December 2025, and a further report with recommendations by mid-February 2026. We are aware of and deeply respect the work of those advisory bodies who have been active since democracy, HEDCOM and the CEM. And we also respect the work of thousands of public servants across the provinces across South Africa. Our role is to consult and advise. Thank you to Cabinet for their trust in us, approving us. Thank you to the organizations and individuals who nominated us. And Minister, thank you for your trust in us.
Thank you very much, Chairperson of the NETC. Ladies and gentlemen, the presidium in front of us is made up of the Minister, the DM, the Chair of the NETC, together with the Acting DG and DDG, who will now be taking questions. Please feel free to ask any questions to any of them, and that is the members of the media. We will open a round of questions now. Can I please get a few hands? And then there will also be an opportunity to ask questions one-on-one, should you so require, with any member of the NETC that's been appointed, those that have been appointed. There's also that. Do we have any questions coming from the floor? Okay, I see News 24. Do you have any other questions? All righty, News 24, please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Basically, I want to know what were the criteria you used to choose this committee. That's, an explanation.
All right, thank you. News 24 wants to know what the criteria was, and that was the only question, Minister. I'll give it to you.
Thank you very much, Prega. So the criteria is quite clear. I mean, it's firstly, I think the regulations were the guide because they're quite detailed as to what it is that you need to look for in this council. So the regulations were a big departure point. Then, of course, what we wanted to do is we wanted a diverse council with diverse expertise. And so we had to look at what are the key priorities of the seventh administration? What are some of the things around policy making, bearing in mind that obviously the role of the DBE is setting policy? What are some of the key things, the gaps that we have around policy making? So for instance, one of the council members is somebody who already is part of the ministerial task team on the review of this white paper 6. Inclusive education remains a very important part of the work that we do, and we still very much need to be quite clear and emphatic about how it is that we're going to reform the system in that way. We've got people with expertise. So in those fields, we've got people in expertise in early child development. That's, again, very important part of the work that we do. We also have people who have expertise in education economics. So it is really a wide range of expertise in the room. So we try to do that, but we also were not prescriptive, right? Because we got the 119 nominations. So we were also bound by the nominations that we received from various organizations. So that is what we received. And then we went through the CVs to try and make sure that it is as balanced as possible. And then, of course, it had to go through cabinet scrutiny as well. So that was also another added layer. And so cabinet had some inputs as well in the original list. And so we had to make those tweaks. So it has been a really involved process, one from public nomination, trying to get a balance of the expertise that we need as a department, but also trying to make sure that we've got a diverse group of people. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Minister. We will also be sharing the bio of the members that have been newly appointed with yourselves, colleagues in the media, so that you can just have an appreciation of the broad skill set and expertise that they will bring to the NETC. I'll share that with you shortly after we've closed this briefing. In the absence of any other questions, I'll take the last round and then I will call for closure, Minister. Do we have any other questions? Batabile?
We have a question online from Simon Majadi Holding, representing IOL News. How does Minister respond to Operation Dudula's threats to stop children of foreign nationals from attending public schools in South Africa? Is she concerned about the situation, and what measures does she intend to take if Dudula follows through its plans?
Thank you, Batabile. We'll take that question offline. It's not related to the NETC. I'll respond to the journalist directly. I know them. I think, Minister, this brings us to a close of the NETC announcement. Colleagues of the media, please do approach me should you have any one-on-one requests with the members of the NETC or with the Minister DM or any of our DDGs. I'll be able to assist you with that. Thank you very much for coming this morning. Please have a good rest of your day. To the members of the NETC, work awaits you. Your inaugural meeting sits in less than an hour. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Less than an hour.
Yes.
I'm ready to answer that information.
She's trying to answer this.
I am trying to answer. There must be an answer to the choice. But still, how about him? Others on by responding and
Abafisa national gas commission, human rights commission,